listen, we have some special guests coming in today. We got quite a few guests tonight. But our first guest is our brother. He's been on the show before. He's a very intelligent man. He talks about leadership. He has his books he's gonna promote and all that stuff like that. But I love this guy's opinion when we talk about hip hop. We've been talking about hip hop, me and this dude, man, for at least over 2 decades now. So with further ado, producer Jimmy, can you bring up my man Anton Gunn?
Anton,
fellas, how y'all doing?
What's up, brother? What's up, man? How you feeling, man?
How about you?
Everything's everything, man. Everything is everything, man. Anton, thank you for coming back, man. To catch up with you, what's going on with you in life right now, man? In the 2021.
All is good. 2021, man. Business is good, man. I'm, doing a lot of consulting with a lot of organizations who are really trying to figure out how to build a better culture. Now that diversity has to be a conversation in every boardroom, every corporate room right now. So I'm just trying to help them to figure out how to build a better culture so that every employee, Black, white, Latino, old, young, gay, straight, that they feel like they value their work and that they deliver for the company. So business is up. I've been doing some work with companies like T-Mobile and Tanger Outlet Malls and Mercedes-Benz vans. So I'm starting off a good year with a bang, but hoping to make it the best year ever and really try to make a difference. My goal is to help 1,000 senior executives be better leaders for 100,000 people that they lead. And so I'm really focused on the mission, man, to try to impact 1,000 leaders so they can disproportionately impact more.
That's what's up, man. We need you in some of these nonprofits up here in New York, man. You need some better leadership. But it's another
nonprofit. I used to be a CEO of a nonprofit for 7 years. Most people don't know that, and it's hard. Most CEOs so focused on chasing the money to get the money in the door that they forget about taking care of the people that work in the organization. And that's one of the reasons why I had to get out of it, because it was, it's hard to develop people when you got to chase donors and get grant money in and go talk to this foundation and beg these other folks rather than just focusing on the mission. So I definitely know it's hard work, and I'm happy to help. Anybody reach out, go to AntonGunn.com. I'd be happy to help you and your organization get to a better place where you can live your mission.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why I love you, Anton. Motherfucker got a big ass Kool-Aid smile. Always had that damn Kool-Aid smile, man. Kool-Aid smile with a big ass fro back in the day, man.
Yes. Red man style,
Red man. That's why I used to call you Red Man. Word. So we got Anton. We got another younger brother though. I'm gonna bring on, man. This brother's really intelligent when it comes to hip hop and just life in general. He's one of the leading brother. I do with a lot of anti-racism stuff with this brother, man. But we talk about hip all the time. He has a forum that he goes on Instagram. He'll tell everybody about it. Jamie, can you bring in my man Damien, please?
Damien, how you doing, brother?
Yo, we can't hear you, D. He's on mute, Sam.
He's on mute.
Yeah, sorry about that. How y'all doing? How y'all doing tonight?
Good, brother. How you doing, brother?
Welcome.
I'm all right. I just want to thank y'all for the opportunity of being on the show. All of y'all support in different ways. So just working with y'all just is always a pleasure. And I've been listening. Y'all going in.
Damien, I just want, before we get started on hip hop, tell people about the stuff you do with mentoring and stuff like that with young people.
So currently in my organization, I'm the coordinator of mentor services and resource development. So I'm literally building a mentoring program for young people. And I'm really trying to develop what I call a mentoring community, where it's not just one person charged to like support one person. We have a community of people. You know how Jay-Z said what's better than one millionaire too? I would say what's better than one mentor. Two, three, four. You know what I mean? Like, so you have a community of people you can reach out to when you need that type of support, because not everybody can solve every problem. But if you know how to do the technical thing, you know how to do a law thing, you know how to do medical, you have people that you can reach out to solve a plethora of issues that come up with everybody. It's not just young people, but right now our focus is on young people and helping them access like a community and a support system that can help them through their development, so we can grow some strong brothers and sisters.
That's what's up.
Yo, Damien, I was very impressed with that. You said plethora. That's deep. That's deep. Yeah. The last person I heard use that word was Walt Clyde Frazier in an interview.
You know what's funny?
I had to look it up. That's when I learned. I said, I gotta look that word up.
You know what's funny? a good friend of me and Demon's, he used it a lot. He also works with us, Roland Knight. He's a hip hop artist. And he uses that word in conversation. He's just like, it's a plethora. And we would just laugh because he would throw it out there just because.
Nah, I like it, kid. I like that. I'm gonna start using it more. I'm gonna use it on my wife as soon as we get off the show.
Baby, give me some plethora. I want some.
Yo, I got a whole lot of plethora for you. Yeah, I got a plethora for you later on.
Jamie, let me ask you a question. How much of the mentorship is required, like in terms of like how much support do you give them in terms of like say emotional support for young men? You know what I'm saying? How much is needed for that? Man?
I always say, and I had to redefine like even the mission statement. I call it the ever-changing needs because young people day to day, everybody's going through different things. So I call it ever-changing needs, but it all depends on how much they need. If they need a one-to-one, if they need small group, like peer accountability and stuff like that, we try to set that up in different ways. We also have activities. There's a young man right now I'm hoping to get connected, and maybe if I say it, it'll happen. How to say manifestation and things, but with a guy who does videography for like PBS because he wants to learn film and photography and stuff like that, and he might be able to shadow him. Hopefully, we can set it up in a safe way. And it's like this is what somebody's going to school for, and if we could set him up with somebody who can like guide him and give him access and potentially even experience in a company like PVS, when he graduates school, there may be a job there, yeah. and he at least might get a recommendation. So right. It's really about one, you want to be around strong, let's say people, not just black men or women, but people that you can grow and be around an environment of like maturity. So you're not surrounded by like, social media and let's say certain type of things that we see on reality TV. That's what your environment is. You're surrounded by mature adults who can be themselves and allow you to be yourself. So it's a balance of like whatever they need. So if there's some people who need people to talk to, we try to find access so they can talk to. If there's somebody who's like, I really just need a job, or I need an opportunity, or I want to learn more about this, we try to bring those opportunities to them or point them in a direction where they may be able to get access to it.
Yeah, so this is good that we got y'all both on it because I want you and Anton, y'all need to probably like connect offline or something like that because you're both. Anton's a really dope, dynamic brother, nationwide dude, man.
I was listening to what he was saying. I was like, man, that's a great number that you threw out there. I was like, woo.
Yeah, so let's get on this hip hop thing, man. So I'm not the only one. Y'all hear me on the feedback? I'm getting feedback on my headset. I'm sorry, but
good.
Sorry. So we're gonna start with this top 10 list. Me and Anton go at it sometimes. But Damien too. Me and Damien go at it. I go at Damien like every week. I watch the show every week, and we're gonna talk about the show before he gets off air. But let's start with the top 10 MCs of all time. Anton, you go first.
So before I tell you my first one, let me preface my mindset. Okay, I'm partial to battle rappers. Mm-hmm. So, when you get into a fisticuffs, I'm going to use that term again. You get into a fisticuffs with somebody on a microphone, it's all about how complex, witty, diverse, how you can be on it all the time. And so you will see that my list is peppered with people that if you put them in a battle against any other MC, 9 times out of 10, they're going to come out on top because of how they rhyme. So that's where it starts, but it's not only battle rappers on my list. I'm really into complex rhyming skills, inside rhymes, people who got the craft mastered. And so I'm happy to get started and go with my number 10.
Let's hear it, brother. We waiting for it.
So number 10, I got to go to Staten Island on this one, and that is Ghostface Killah. Now, I'll tell you 2 reasons why he is on that list in my number 10. He is the most prolific MC in the Wu-Tang Clan, period, bar none. 13 solo albums, and like another 8 collab albums, if you will, with other people. Ghostface is a storyteller like Slick Rick. He's a battle rapper. It doesn't matter the beat. It doesn't matter the sound. He can put it together. Now, I'm going to give you 2 songs that if you really want to understand the greatness of Ghost, that you can just go and listen to these 2 songs. Song number 1 is with De La Soul On their Grind Date album, the song is called He Comes. He throws some bars on there that is sick with it, especially when he's talking about Saddam Hussein's sons. Most people didn't even pick it up who he was talking about. The second one, as I'll just give you the whole album, Ghost Dini, the Wizard of Poetry from Emerald City. Most people ain't even listened to that album, but Ghost is prolific with it, and I just think he deserves that top 10 status because Wu could be the greatest group of all time. We know Inspector Deck gives the hottest 16, but nobody has done as many albums as Ghost with different MCs. He's done it with everybody, so that's why he's my number 10.
Okay, Damien, you're 10. I give you the Ghost. Ghost is in my book. He's right under my 10 though. He's right under. He might be my like 11 to 12. Well, go ahead, Damien.
I'm gonna try to keep it short. I don't necessarily have a 10 in order outside of maybe my top 2, 3, but I can't even remember what I told you. I think I put Kane as number 10. Big Daddy Kane is my number 10. I actually believe Big Daddy Kane might have been the best all-around rapper from that era. Better than Rakim. That's an argument. I know people will shoot you in the street.
I'm with you.
For what he was able to do and his styles and his ability to flow and how many people he influenced, as soon as you hit like 92, if you don't hear Big Daddy Kane in almost every rapper, I don't know. But he's on my top 10 just having great music. His ability even this day. I think he was on Instagram Live maybe a month ago or something like that, a couple months ago. DeMar he did his whole set flawlessly. I'm like, there's a level of skill and talent that you can't deny,
Facts.
Number 9. Let's go number 9. Then I'm gonna let everybody chime in. I hope you guys are writing down what they're saying. Number 9. What you got?
My number 9. My number 9 is Common pre-Erykah Badu.
I don't know what kind of box Erykah Badu has, but she kills
them.
It put spells on dudes.
Yeah. I know. She's selling incense and candles and shit. And that shit is, and people buying it. Something in that shit. I don't want that shit is crack. That shit is crack.
Yo, the thing is, what's the guy's name? Andre 2000.
3000.
Yeah, Andre 3000. He got that. She's the reason he dressed like that.
Yeah. Okay, so to be clear, what I said about the cats is wrong though. That's not I just want to make sure. Okay, I got you.
Just a second, right?
Damien, you're number 9. This is what you got for your 9. Man.
This one might be a little controversial, but I put Styles P in my top 10. He's one of my favorite hardcore lyricists, but he's great at what he does. But if you listen to what he raps and talks about, he's no slouch. Everybody respects him. Also, he had this line in a freestyle on Flex that I was like, I never heard somebody just turn a phrase and catch me off guard like that. It was one of those like, did he just wait? Y'all just heard that? It was one of those moments. He said, I got a lot of spirit in me. Check the next sentence. You got more than 5 senses. You could hear it in me. And I was like, good mother God. Yeah. Did he just write that? And I write. So now I look at somebody else write something. And I'm like, well, I don't write like that. But
that's why, a lot of that's why Tupac can never be in my list. Because he can't write that. Never be in 20, 25, 35.
You're going to have to defend that to the black community, D. I'm
not going to. This is why I said, because when I need rappers to make me want to rewind the song. Like when I had back in the day, you got to go. That's what. If you don't make me do that, you got to get out of here. Because it's like I could write. I literally could write and connect the words, but you don't have nothing to make me like, oh shit, did you hear that?
D, you're 100% right. Yeah, you're 100% right.
You up like you back me up, D. I'm on. He's not in my 10. He can't be in my 10.
He can't be 20, 25, 30.
That's where you get us in trouble, D, when you go down the whole list and he can't be 20.
Bro, I got 20 right now. Easy wrote down.
He's not on out the list.
He's not on the list. He's not on the
laundry list.
Let me just say this. Everybody from the West Coast, don't do anything for me. That's all I'm saying. Don't do anything for me. That's all.
So if y'all take y'all show on the road, y'all gonna avoid
exactly.
He ain't even my top 5 West Coast MC.
Exactly. Not even my top 5 West Coast MC. Word up.
There's people on the West Coast that don't think Tupac is in the top 10. Most people's top 10.
He's not.
There were a lot of people on the West Coast.
He shot some cops.
Yeah,
he got around,
and he lived to tell it too.
He lived to tell. He went to jail. He did some movies. He's a handsome dude. That's about it.
Listen,
that's about it.
Let me just say this, right? People may disagree. I've had this conversation before, but to me, Tupac didn't really blow up until he got with Death Row and got with Snoop Dogg. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, that movement helped carry Tupac, in my opinion. He wasn't carrying it on his own. These guys we talking about, they was carrying it on their own. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, too, D has a valid point. That's the way I see it too. Remember, when we were young, we'd be in the car and a record come out, you're playing in the car, and he say something so insane, you'd be like, rewind that, rewind it. Did you hear what he said? If you can make me do that, you are hot. You are hot. And Tupac never made me do that.
Yeah, in my show, we talked about him, and I would say Tupac, he made some of the greatest hip hop songs, like Dear Mama, Never Call You Bitch. Songs like that. If you did the top 100 songs in hip hop, he might have 7 or 8 songs on that list. Yeah. But if you do the top 1,000, he only got those 7 or 8, and then he disappears. Wow. You know, so it's like that. Yeah. But
what number are we up to now? 8? Anton's 8. Who's number 8?
We had 8.
Number 8 is Black Thought for me.
Yeah.
I mean, and I can just tell you, Funk
He can hang with anybody.
9 minutes and 47 seconds. 9 minutes and 47 seconds nonstop. That's why
best freestyle heard ever.
Yes.
The best. Period. You like Damien.
Yeah, I forgot to. No, he should have been up there. I didn't put him in my top 10, but he should be. Slick Rick. I still don't know anybody who could tell stories better than Slick Rick, and his flow is still one of the top 5 flows in hip hop history. Yeah. Like, he could just give him a subject, he just start rapping. It sounds like he's talking to you, but it's so slick, so smooth. His delivery is still impeccable.
And his voice, he got his voice.
Yeah. He has a
yeah. And we got a funny comment. We got one funny comment about Tupac. Brad said, I got Tupac right behind MC Snow. Informant.
Oh my God.
That's why I laughed. That kind of made me chuckle a little bit, man. Smile.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah, I forgot about Snow, man. I forgot about Snow. That's funny though. Yeah. All right. What's your 7, Anton? Who's number 7?
Big Pun.
Yeah,
Big Pun is on my list at number 7. Just his ability. I mean, he's the one that you got to rewind all of the time.
Yeah.
You got to rewind him all of the time.
Anton, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
A lot of people I talked to, they said they never even heard the song. But Big Pun's favorite song to me was Rib Tips and Grape Soda. You remember that song? Yeah, I'm serious. I just, because the thing is, like, I mean, when I was young back then, I could relate to what he was saying about standing in the corner eating those rib tips and grape soda. You know, I don't know, but you're right. You have to rewind a lot for Big Pun.
I mean, it's sad that his life got cut short. And
it was short. One album. One album.
I mean, like, whatever he touched, like Firewater. I mean,
Oh, man. He was
incredible.
Incredible. Damien, what do you think about Pun, or you want to say your 7? It's up to you, man.
Pun is great. I didn't have him in my top 10, but I think he had some of the highest potential of any lyricist. Yeah. And him, a few others like Big L, a few were cut short that we would have a completely different hip hop scene and history if a few of these people weren't taken from us, or they didn't lose their lives. I believe my number 7. What was my number 7? It was Redman. Yeah. I think Redman is the probably top 5 most underrated rappers. He is the person Eminem said his inspiration is from. So if you love Eminem and you don't like Redman, I think there's a problem in that. Redman has some of the greatest music, entertaining. I think he dropped a song "Slap the Shit Out You" like a couple months ago, and I sent that song around to so many people.
That shit was hilarious.
It was so fun, and the video, oh my God! But it's just I feel like he brings a level of fun and energy that he never left and lost. He could tell stories too. Like the Superman Lover series is probably the best series in hip hop. It has so many tracks and they're all great. And I might get some hate for this, but I think he kept Method Man career from disappearing.
He did.
I think
I
he did.
agree.
My opinion.
I agree.
And Method Man is a legend. So if you could keep a legend alive, you gotta at least be a legend.
Listen, Redman's so good that they done made him a member of the Wu-Tang Clan. I mean, how many people get to do that?
Right, they did.
Yeah, Anton, you're number six. Number 6, what you got for us?
Kool G Rap.
Yes.
All right.
Kool G Rap. Kool G Rap. I mean, listen, I listened to Men at Work just yesterday. Okay. And I want you to understand something that I learned watching TL Cross on Instagram. When they did the symphony, G-Rap was going so hard that they made him stop rhyming.
Yeah.
He put the rest of the rhyme on the Men at Work. So the whole first verse of Men at Work is a continuation of his flow from the symphony track.
Yeah.
It's incredible. And then don't get me started on him and Kane's demo tape when they was both rapping over Raw. I mean, that's ridiculous. Kool G Rap is none better, man. None better than G Rap.
Oh, you youngins that see this, you gotta, if you want to talk about hip hop, you better go look at old Kool G Rap stuff. Kool G Rap is your favorite rapper's rapper.
Yes.
He's the best. He's one of he's always in the top 5 or 6 for me too. Who's your 6, Damien?
I believe my 6 is Scarface. I think he's also another very underrated rapper. His ability to I think his conviction and honesty and realism, like, he talks some horror stuff and things like that, but his album, what's the name of that album? It got 5 mics in the Source. It came out maybe 2000. That is one of the greatest albums I ever heard in my life. The Payback, I think that might have been one of the songs.
Might have been Mr. Scarface.
No.
That was before that. I think.
No, it was after Mr. Scarface. I'm gonna look it up. Give me like 1 minute. It had the song with Jay-Z and them, Guess Who's Back. But that album to me is one of the most impeccable albums I've ever heard, and it's very underrated. But it did get the 5 mics. I think it's The Fix. That's what it's called, The Fix. If you ever want to hear Scarface after he blew up, if you go listen to The Fix, you will get, I think, what you would want from any hip hop artist from any time frame. So he's up there. He's always been great to me.
All right, so we got number 5.
We down to the 5. We down to the top 5.
Okay, so before I share, I want you to understand.
Okay, you got to explain this.
People are going to hate on this one.
Yeah.
But here's what I want you to understand. If you listen to his last album that came out this year, Music to Be Murdered By, he solidifies his top 5 spot for me with this album. I'm not an Eminem fan. Let me be clear. I don't buy all his albums. I think I bought the first one, but that was about it. He makes a lot of radio records. Dre kind of played him up to be this kind of cat. But I'm just talking about sheer battle rapping alone, sheer skills of how he pays homage to AZ, how he pays homage to Nas, how he pays homage to G-Rap, how he pays homage to Redman inside his lyrics. This man knows his craft. He knows his hip hop, and he respects the game of the music. And he's just done it so well as a lyricist that I had to put him and give him that spot.
Okay.
All right.
I agree with that. That's a good point.
Damien.
I respect all the points. He just can't be in my top 5. This is not number 5 even top 5 all time, but he's in my top 10, J. Cole. I look at the new rappers and I'm like, which one of them actually makes music that lasts more than 3 weeks? And I'm like, a lot of music nowadays, after the single or the video or the crave or the dance or the challenge disappears, you don't care about them songs no more. I feel like he's been one of the most consistent, but also I feel like his albums have had more substance. Him and Kendrick have had the most substance in their albums in the last decade. I'm a bigger fan of J. Cole than I am Kendrick, but they're both like 2 of the artists that would be up there. So yeah, I will put him up there, and I would recommend a few songs and albums from him as well if you ever want to really sink your teeth into his mixtapes.
I have J. Cole in my car playlist. That's real talk. That's how J. Cole was really. I got one of the young cats that I give props to.
He's dope.
Yeah, but real quick with Eminem. Eminem, like Snoop Dogg went at him, and I said Eminem really never made music for black folks, Latin folks. Never. I mean,
I agree.
A lot of crossover stuff.
Yeah, but listen, I can understand that, but I see a whole lot of artists trying to emulate the financial success by not necessarily making music for black folks. Because
I get it.
You know,
I get it.
So, and I accept their argument, but I would just say this last album, after Snoop came at him about that, this last album is literally what he did is to prove that he can make music for black folks. And again, if you haven't heard it, I just say give it one run. I mean, I had to rewind one song about 6 times because he did a line about Mike Pence that it was so twisted. I had to rewind it at least 6 times to make sure I got the whole thing. It was ridiculous.
Yeah,
so give it a run.
Eminem is dope. He's phenomenal. Like one of the best freestyles on the BET stuff and all that stuff. Eminem, nope. You got to be lying to say this motherfucker can't rhyme. You have to be. Like, you just got to be a straight mess. Go ahead.
Can I ask? Have y'all heard Busta Rhymes' last album? Is it better than Busta Rhymes' last album?
So I would put them like par 1 and 2. I mean, it's really good. I'm serious. I mean, it's a double album at that. And again, I don't listen to Eminem, but I listened to this one from the first track all the way to the last track. In the first 7 songs, I had to stop and play them back over again before I went through the rest of the album. It was that strong.
Wow,
that's good because
so
Busta's last album
your attention.
Crazy.
Busta Rhymes album is fire. I would say that's the best hip hop album of the year right now.
That's what my thought was.
And hands down, best hip hop album. All right, do we have the number 5? Is Damien's turn? 4? No, Damien. 4. Yeah, 4. Yeah.
So my 4 is Big Daddy Kane. You don't have a Jay-Z in hip hop if you don't have Big Daddy Kane. I mean, Big Daddy Kane put Jay-Z into the music industry fully. I mean, he got his start with jazz, but Big Daddy Kane took Jay on tour with him and showed him the game the way Jay elevated the game. So you can't be a fan of Jay-Z if you're not a fan of Big Daddy Kane, and that's why he's my number 4.
Get you.
I'm with it. I can't disagree with that at all. Mine is Andre 3000. And this is a difficult place to put him in. Like that's why I say I don't have a top 5 like that in number.
You're gonna take a hit. You're gonna take a hit.
I hear you, and we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it.
How did
so
he make the top
you say
4?
it? See, that's the thing. He may not be number 4. That's why I was saying my list isn't in order outside of maybe my top 3. But Andre 3000 to me,
he shouldn't be top 20.
He never made a solo album.
Correct. He's a part of a group. He's part of a group.
All right, y'all gotta let the brother make the.
That's an argument. I cannot refute anything you just said. I cannot. What I say about him is he has never dropped anything near a whack verse, which anybody in the top 10 you can say that about. He has some of the most creative and interesting lyrics and ability to attack ideas and angles that I've probably, and one of the other people in my top 3, I would say is the other person who does that just as well. And there's only a few people I think in hip hop that can just rap about random, simple, everyday stuff and make it sound so interesting and crazy. And like, he is one of, to me, like, he's like a poet in rap. And there's not a many of them. Kendrick, I think, is like that. I think a few other people are like that. But let's say he's not number 4 if I was to make my personal favorite list, but he's on that 10 list. And now the 3 that I'm about to give you, that's my 3. That's 1, 2, 3.
All right. So since we're at 3, Anton, he's shaking his head. This is gonna be a further discussion on another date, man. We may have
this is where it's gonna get.
Anton might have to come on your show, Damien.
We'll have him because I'm waiting for him to defend this Eminem top 5 over some of the other people he named, and I was like, wait, you put?
I did. And that's a new addition. Like I said, before I listened to this last album, he wouldn't have been in that spot. But after listening to that last album, man, I'm telling y'all to give it a run.
I'll give it a run.
It's ridiculous. Okay.
And I respect that because I almost put Busta in the top 10 because of that last album he dropped. So I can't be mad at you.
Correct. All right. My number 3, the Blastmaster, KRS-One.
Okay.
Number 3.
Can't argue.
And he's got 16 albums, 16 solo albums. That's not counting his 5 BDP albums. So he got 21 albums in the game. I actually had the opportunity to go in studio with Chris when he came on tour, did an event in Columbia, South Carolina, free hip hop festival in Columbia, and needed a studio. We got him connected to the Boom Boom Room. He went in there and banged out an album on the road. Okay. And you just can't get no more essence of hip hop from an MC than KRS-One on the stage, in the music, at all. So in my mind, he's my top 3. And he's the one that made me want to educate myself about Black culture, about Black nationalism, understanding where I come from and my role in society as a Black man. So I got to give Chris that respect.
Yeah, you got to.
Yep.
I respect that. That's great. I was gonna say over Kane, but then I was like, no, let me not start the argument. My number 3 is Big. I don't think there is a more talented rapper in all of history than Biggie. I don't know anybody who could do everything as well as he could. And he might have dropped the greatest double album, a damn near perfect double album. And I don't know anybody who's dropped a double album that's even close to his. I've not heard the Eminem one, so I might change my mind. But his ability to rap, people might, his content and stuff like that is not their cup of tea. But I see the Biggie in your background, and like honestly, I don't think there was a more talented rapper overall than Biggie, and the music speaks for itself, and the poster speaks for it.
All right, Ron got the poster of Biggie. Word up. Go ahead, Anton. Right. Anton's shaking his head. Anton, 2 seconds.
So I think Biggie's too low. I think
10 seconds
Biggie's too low on it.
I love Big. He's in my number 11 on my list. He's right outside of my top 10. He's in my number 11.
M is 5, B is 11?
Yes.
Wow.
Listen, check your New York bias, okay? All of y'all need to check your New York bias, okay? Check your New York bias.
You hit us with the T.I.
Anton, you had me up until then.
See,
Anton's number 11?
Anton's from Virginia, so he's going to have Missy Elliott as number 1.
First, the Fat Boys break up.
Mad
Skill still spit fire. He did a nice little 2020 tribute thing. Was dope. Mad Skills.
So Rodney, are you a little bit more offended by my having Andre 3000 on my list, or him having him at 5 and Biggie at 11?
No, to be honest with you, you're right. We have to talk about this, Anton. Like, you're saying Biggie is not in the top 10.
Yes.
Okay.
This is a barbershop conversation for real, right here.
I'm gonna let you guys finish, and we gotta go. We gotta revisit that. We have to revisit.
Yeah. We got. Come on. Yeah. Let's go. Number two. Number 2.
You gotta get his. You gotta.
Damon gets 3 off. Did Damon get? Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, my 3 was Big. I might have did mine first.
Yeah.
Okay. I was too hype.
My number 2 is Olu's son, Nasir Jones.
Okay.
That's my number 2.
Yep. That's number 2. I'll give you that.
I ain't gotta say much.
That's it. He had the most classic album of all time.
Nobody's gonna argue. Nobody's gonna argue Nas. Nobody's gonna argue.
Because his music still. I was watching.
But I'm not.
He gonna get it now. He gonna get it now.
I'm good. Nah, y'all got it. I'm just talking. But I would argue it on my show, but not on this one.
Somebody say Magoo is number 1.
Magoo is number 1.
So let me tell you how it is.
Magoo is fire.
Let me tell you about this. In 7th grade, I battled Magoo in the 7th grade hallway bathroom in a beatbox contest. We went to junior high school.
He cooked you? Did he cook you though? That's what we need to know.
Yeah, who won the battle?
He couldn't beat.
Who won the battle?
I
Oh,
did.
okay. Oh man.
Now y'all gotta ask Magoo. Magoo gonna be like, man, I cooked it. So my number 2 is also one of my personal favorites. So this is more of a personal decision. I choose Lupe Fiasco as my number 2.
Okay.
I don't know if I put him better than Big, but they're close to me because I believe he's probably the most creative hip hop artist in the last 2 decades, and I still put him above like a Kendrick. And some of his content is some of the best and most educational that I've had. Like KRS-One he talks on things on an even deeper level, and he just has some music that I feel like is too good to just be like, wait, I didn't expect people think on this level to be able to also rap and rhyme on this level too. And his ability to do all the different things that Anton was talking about, internal rhymes, external, double, triple entendres in the same 2 couplets is ridiculous. I promise you would. Yeah, we did hear Guru. I see somebody in the chat mention Guru, and I'm like, yeah, Guru is great. But yeah, that's Lupe Fiasco is my number 2, and I think that's more of a personal choice. Not many people are going to agree on that, but in terms of lyricists, he might be in my top 4 lyricists of all time. And some of his albums are some of my favorite albums because of his content.
Yeah, Lupe is great. He's really good, but nobody got him in their top 10.
No,
right.
Not even in the top 67. He's not even in the top 67. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro, I'm going hard, man. Nah, man.
67.
I'm getting offended. I'm getting offended here.
Hey, we gotta get to the next segment. So who's number 1? And Anton's, who's your number 1, Anton?
Rakim.
Yeah, now you're talking. Now I'm back on your team.
Now we're talking MC. Now
you're talking about the God.
He is the alpha and the omega. Period.
Rakim made everybody change the way they rhymed. Period.
Yes.
Once you heard Rakim's first record, it changed the game. It put everybody under pressure. We can't just say cat, scat, rat no more. Rakim just changed it. He just changed it.
Rakim is the MC that made you stop and go to the speaker in the first place.
Exactly.
Before that, there was none. That dude was like this. What did he say? He's the first rapper that really made you start pressing rewind.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
The prototype. He was the prototype, bro.
So unbelievable.
So Damien, for the sake of time, what's your number 1?
Jay-Z. I think Jay-Z is the one who did what Rakim did. He changed the way everybody rhymed after him. So when he came out and he started rhyming the way he was, I'm a Hustler is a Jay-Z line that we done heard 4 billion times since then.
Jay-Z changed his style like 3 or 4 times. Like if you listen to his early stuff, he was like a speed rapper. You know what I mean?
Everybody uses that excuse for some reason.
Because it's true.
You know, multiple people use multiple styles when they rap, but the one that stick, the one that you use more than any other is like your main style. You switch up every time. Like people switch up flows.
The reason they're changing is because it's not working for them.
Oh my God.
Jay ain't in my top 20.
I'll say this. Rakim had a great 5-year run.
I was waiting for him to say that to y'all. I was like, let me stay quiet.
That's Virginia bias.
I was going to type and say, Anton, say that.
So now I got a question. Rakim had a great 5-year run where he was untouchable. And I listened to him in the last decade, and I wasn't impressed in any way. I can't, song for song, I don't think there's anybody that's close to Jay-Z. Song for song over career, I don't think there's anybody close.
I think Jay-Z is probably you could argue that he's the most influential rapper of all.
Correct.
Yeah.
Most successful, one of the most successful.
Certainly the most successful. The most successful period, hands down. You could definitely, in terms of finances, in terms of carrying the culture forward into the future, you gotta mention him in those terms. But it's valid. You know, I would put him on my top 10 for that reason. You know what I mean? But
he's in the top 10. He's in my top 10.
In terms of me,
this is why Jay doesn't go there for me. He rapped about money, hoes, and clothes for too many years when he wasn't doing it. He didn't elevate his content until later in his career. Like 444 is a great album. But I mean, how many years can you rap about money, hoes, and clothes?
So Eminem didn't rap about random wild stuff for the first 90 years of his career. And did you hear Jay-Z first album when he was rapping on songs like The Evils and songs like second album Lucky Me and Where I'm From? So there's a bunch of content outside of that stigma of him rapping about one thing, about money, hoes, and clothes. Those are singles, just like Big. Just like Mace, you hear them rap about that on the singles to put out to the public, and then you listen to the album and you usually get a different experience. That's my opinion. Just saying. But Eminem was rapping about beating up Katy Perry and Jessica Simpson and who else? For like a decade.
You couldn't relate to. You know what I mean? But but in his defense, again, if you're talking about somebody who carried it forward and let a whole bunch of cats after him eat, you got to mention him. You know what I mean? And you got to mention Jay and those kind of guys. And I understand that. You know what I mean? So
my last thing I want to say is I just wonder what Jay-Z would be if Biggie was alive, though. They have two more albums.
I think
Jay-Z admitted that Big made him step his game up. Jay-Z admitted that. He said, Big made me step my game up.
Yeah.
He said, especially after Who Shot You. After he dropped Who Shot You, he said, I had to.
Yeah, Big opened. There was a little.
He dropped up the tape, he said, hold that. He said, hold that, and drove off.
So we couldn't get Biggie no more. He definitely widened the lane for Jay a little bit.
Yeah, I was going to say, they were supposed to combine, right? They were supposed to make the commission, and they was going to start their own label and do their own thing, weren't they?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think they'd have been standing next to each other. Maybe Biggie's the better rapper, but they probably would have ran, the game together for a decade or two. So,
because New York rappers suck now, but, we got some guys that's coming up. Like, New York rappers is trash. I'm serious. Like, we got, what's my man?
Dave 6ix9ine, man. Come on, man.
Oh, my God.
It's on.
Oh, my God.
Killing us.
Oh, my God.
I'm joking.
That is the biggest. That's the biggest diss to New York. Joey Badass is pretty good.
Joey Badass
is nice. Yeah. There's a few others.
Yeah. And whatchamacallit passed away from COVID. What's my brother name? The big dude.
Fred the Godson.
Fred the Godson.
Yeah. There's a few.
Yeah.
There's a few.
So guys,
now let me just ask this last thing, D. Why nobody ever give LL a shot? Y'all do LL wrong.
He's on my list.
He will battle anybody, and he don't care who you tell.
He'll lose though.
LL's on my top 10. LL's on my top 10.
Can you defend Ishii?
Do not sleep on
defend that.
I can't defend Ishii.
You can't.
Blow tissues.
It hurt when y'all say it.
But LL, he tried to battle a few times. Like he tried to battle X, he tried to battle J, and it just didn't
work.
All
right, let me just ask this question. Chuck D said that LL was hip hop's first superstar.
He was. Hands down. And we always around when that was going on. You know how it was.
That was our era.
He said Curtis Blow was hip hop's first star.
Right.
LL was the first superstar.
That's why you got to mention LL, man, and that's why.
Guys, before we
listen, G, Skeevy, delicious. Shout out to Alyssa.
Shout out. Word up. So listen, before we go, guys, I want you guys anything you have coming up and that we want to promote, please let us know. Anton, you get the first shot since you're the older gentleman out of the two.
Yeah, so I'm working on a new book. It won't be out for another year or so, but when I turn 50 in 2023, I'm doing a rap album. So I'm putting out an album for my 50th birthday.
Say word. You serious?
Serious.
Yo.
Yeah.
I better get 16 on it, man.
You better come ready because I'm bringing the band back together from back in the day. You better come ready.
You got to get on that. You got to get on. You remember Spec from college?
Yeah. Where's Spec at now?
He's in Charleston. Spec still spin 5 best freestyles ever known. As Spec was remember because he sounded like Magoo. He could never get a deal because he sounded like Magoo because he had the same voice. But word up, ask Lord Finesse and Bismarck said when he was in one time in Queens in the club, he told all them people there, you better not mess with the country dude with the overalls. He'll kill you all. The nicest dude out. But anyhow, Damien, what you got promoting, brother?
I mean, if y'all want to read my book, Learning to Quote Myself is on my website, DamienTillman.com. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Clubhouse at DamienTillman9. This is my logo right here. There's shirts and things like that. I am currently working on building up the show that I have called The Framework, where we actually take these type of top 5 barbershop discussions, but we create a framework to have the conversation and a system in which we could have these debates where we're not just yelling at each other like it does happen in the barbershop, where the loudest person just seems like they're right. No, you have to make your points and things like that. So it's a good show. Damon has been on it. He came at my soul a few times. We had a fun time laughing about it. It's great. But yeah, we've been on a break.
It's really good.
We coming back soon, so I'll definitely shout that information. But if you follow us, follow me, you'll definitely get all the information you need there.
Anton and
all right, bro.
Damien, I want y'all to make me one promise though, that this stays on podcast. All right, I don't want anybody going into the studio after this. Anton, do not go in the studio. Damien, do not go in the studio, because in 2023 when that album come out, Damien, he's coming for you. So I'll let you speak. All right, we're gonna keep it. All right, that's all I'm saying. All right,
the whole album is gonna be an ode to hip hop. I'm just telling my ode to hip hop. Hip hop is my life, and hip hop is who I am. So I just want to celebrate the culture, man, and in the spirit of it, and do something fun. And I'm probably going to donate all of the money to charity that I make off the album, because I am going to sell it. I'm going to sell the album.
Yeah, please let me know so I can promote it as well. I was going to say, I'll just get Loaded Lux. I'll pay his fee and be like, yo, you got to go get this guy, Anton Gunn. He was talking about me. Battle him real quick on TV. Finish that problem real quick. Get him out of here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
My brothers, I love you guys, man. Peace, man. Thank you for coming on, man.
Thank you for this. I got to get a t-shirt. I got to get a t-shirt. Please let me know when I can get a t-shirt.
Anton, Damien, text me your address and your size of your shirts and we'll get it to you.
Oh, yeah, and I'll buy one too. I'll buy a second one. So just let me know. I want to support.
That's what's up. But we ain't selling them, man. We giving it out the love, though, man. So
relax,
Steve.
Relax.
I appreciate it.
Relax, man.
I got you. I'll sell you.
Mr. Jamie just buzzed my ear too. He just buzzed my ear. So okay.
Yeah.
All right, bro. We gotta get to our next guest, man. I'm sorry.
All right, have a good one.
All right. Peace.